everlasting wisdom. Blessed with Godward Vision, the veil of ignorance is lifted. The forces of darkness are in flight. The self illumines all directions, east, west, north, south, above, below, and everything in between. Lo, the truth has triumphed. The bliss of the self pervades my being. From within, from without, from above and from below. Like a river entering unto the ocean, the experience of fullness floods my soul with serene joy and unending satisfaction. Glory to everlasting wisdom. Om Neelambujashyamalkomalangam Sita Samaropitavamabhagam Panau Maha Sayakacharu Chapam Namami Ramam Raghuvanshanatham. Erorations to Lord Rama, whose complexion is like a blue lotus, tender and delightful in appearance. Sita is seated on his left side, carrying powerful bow and arrow in his hands. In Ayodhya Kanda of Goswami Tulsi Ramayana, and presently we are at Doha number 140. In the storyline, Rama, Lakshmana and Sita, they are settled in Parnakuti, the kutir made out of leaves and simple twigs of the forest. All the descriptions are allegorical. Sumirat Ramahi tajahi jan trin samas vishaya vilasu Rama priya jaga janani siya kachunahi acharudutasu. Devotees who are able to abandon, renounce all pleasures of the world by turning the mind to Rama. Turning the mind to Rama is so delightful, so soothing, so cute. The mind begins to enjoy the sweetness of surrender to God. Figure it out. Human beings also have the same situation. Children, agitated, etc. Where do they find their rest? They come into the arms of the mother and enjoy the sweetness of surrender. And they slip in some chocolate in their mouth also. I'm joking. Can human mind develop that relation with God? That's the biggest challenge. And that's the biggest purpose of your life. If mind has not even a glimpse of divine taste, the taste of surrender, you have experienced surrender. You have experienced everything that you need to attain. You have experienced silly sleep, because the whole world moves away. That's the samadhi. Positive counterpart of sleep is samadhi. Experience childhood days. So many things happen in the world, but you continue to giggle. That awaits you when also you become childlike. Now, following that line, this is what awaits everyone if one is involved in fulfilling the purpose of life. Life lived without purpose, that goes on endlessly. But how to be focused on purpose, purposeless life, ends up filling your mind with kichak, filthy mud. I'm easily saying it, but this is life's most important point to understand. You understand the negative without shaking your heart, and understand the positive without being too elated. Now, what will happen if mind were to have a taste of love of God? In daily life, when you remember love or any tender relation with anyone, it has a cozy effect, select relaxing effect. But the relaxing effect does not stay all the time, because there is much illusion involved. With each support of the world with which you feel so joyous, there comes a swarm of bees. With each drop of honey, there is a swarm of bees behind. So, living in the world just without spiritual movement, it keeps you after that type of joy, which is fulfilled with worries and anxieties. Real love is not tasted by you. Though the real love is involved in every love, but that love has come through layers of illusion. So it is a kind of envenomed love. Godward movement gives you a divine love. So from love at the realm of pleasures of the senses, Vishaya Ras, from that state of love, allow your mind to experience love of God. And if you have that taste of love of God, then Vishaya Ras will begin to diminish. The objects are shadows of God. They are God manifesting as objects. Understand, all your experiences are led by your consciousness through your iPad, brain, and nervous system. So, without going into further details, if one were to have the memory, the glimpse, if you have a touch of divine taste, memory will linger in your mind. That memory will not go away. That's called sumiran, remembering God. Remembering God is not a verbal memory. You look into a diary and see what happened with God. But it is a constant taste, an internal taste that will not leave you. That's the remembrance of God. Once that taste lingers, your goal is nowhere in this world. You read the history of so many people, how much they have enjoyed, how much prosperity. And also read that all of them kicked the bucket. So what's the use of getting into all this pleasure of the world, all the power, when you don't know when you are just going to kick it? This does not occur to human mind. One is just led by. But as you develop movement towards spiritual awareness, which is regaining your subtle health, spiritual health, that's the real health. Because swasthya. Swa is self. Stha is to abide. Abiding in yourself, which means when we say I, that I is not your body. Your I is beyond body, beyond mind, beyond intellect, beyond senses. That I is I am. That's what happens, a little experience of you have when you go to deep sleep. Body is not there, senses are not there, mind is not there, ego is not there. The real I am unfolds. You are not far from God, but day by day you are led to a rehearsal of communion with God when you go to sleep. So therefore, if the mind were to develop that mature level, where is real health? How can I be rooted in my own essential nature? Your essential nature is essential nature of the entire universe. Sumirat Ramahi Tajhi Jad Trinasam Vishaya Vilas. All Vishaya Vilas, Vishaya pleasures of the world, Vilas luxuries. There are lots of luxuries. You love power, love to have servants, you love to have so many entertainments. And all these luxuries, as you collect, your mind wants to dominate over them. So having dominating mind is one of the characteristics of luxury. So that type of luxury and being engrossed with pleasures of the senses. That It doesn't mean that you stop everything that is comfortable in your life. You can be in the same set of luxuries like kings and emperors, and yet you can be in pernicuity, depending upon your internal level. Or you can be in pernicuity, but your mind may be wandering in the memories of those soft cushions, silken dresses. So it is not the literal practice, but when described literally, it is described. And people begin to follow it literally, and that becomes an error. All that you need for your body, for normal health, they don't come under luxury. But all that you need to just perpetuate certain evil habit within your personality and keep your personality involved in pleasures of the world, that is negative. But what is negative and positive, both are mixed with every individual. And everyone has to be alert to see the negative sublimated, positive enhanced, with boundless patience. And good news, all effort of becomes spontaneous. When your mind begins to remember Sumiran, Ram Sumiran, when mind begins to taste the joy, all your effort, how can I renounce all this? How can I forget about all this? How can I evolve spiritually? All that moves away. Renouncing the whole world becomes just like renouncing a little straw that has stuck to your lip. Take it out, throw it away. Rama Priya Jagjanani Siya. And Sita Devi, who is the embodiment of Viveka Buddhi, intuitive knowledge. It is by allowing your mind to be illumined by intuitive knowledge, as intellect becomes more and more bright, not intellectual, inspirational. That type of intellect is everywhere, in every individual. But that potentiality of the intellect remains shut off because mind doesn't have developed the art. Just like you can have a wonderful harmonium in your house or a musical instrument, but it sits in the corner. And you have donkey music. That keeps the house full of noise. So, Viveka Buddhi, intuitive intellect, is brought into in an allegorical way, as if the intuitive intellect is a personality. That's Sita. Potentiality of your soul is Rama. The more Sita comes closer, soul discovers its Ramatva, Rama. The more Rama aspect shines, the greater is the love for Sita. Sita and Ram has a complement-supplement relationship. Allegorically, they are the ideal husband and wife. Now, can we imagine what type of personality Sita must be? People who turn their mind to Rama and have a little taste and the world of objects move away. What about Sita? The idea of how can she forget her Janakpur, Ayodhya, and all the luxuries of her life and sit here in the forest, Parankuti, all leafy things, all the animals and birds. सिय लखन जहि विधि सुख लेहि सलाहि सोई रघुनाथ करहि सोई कहाहि. And Rama is constantly attentive on keeping Sita and Lakshmana happy. He does everything that will please them, keep them comfortable. Lakshmana is dhyana yoga, practice of meditation, meditative movement that takes care of the will of your personality. If you do not have the strength of will, you cannot have love of Rama. The world will drag you so much that you cannot get away. So that will, on one side, Viveka Buddhi on the other, and Rama movement is Jnana, wisdom. These three, if you bring allegorically as personalities, they are the most cozy set. Each one loves the other. Anytime Sita gets injured, Lakshmana immediately turns to her foot, takes away this, whatever thorn has entered into her foot, massages her feet. And each time Rama begins to remember Ayodhya, Sita puts a balm on his head. Lakshmana also. So all the three are interrelating. That's the storyline. How does Lord Rama help Sita and Lakshmana? Kahahi puratana katha kahani, sunahi lakanusiya ati sukhamani. Rama tells wonderful stories, Puratana stories, Puranas, the scriptural teachings, great stories. And that's what you are also hearing. See, this is the great story of Rama. And this storytelling process has been a powerful characteristic of Hindu culture and all religions actually. Every religion has highest teachings they give through parables and through stories. And people come from long distances to see pictures, films of those types of stories. Lakshmana and Sita, they listen with such joy. Stories coming out the tongue of Rama himself. The very face looks so wonderful. But story comes from the face, it's much more inspiring. जब जब राम अवध सुध करहीं तब तब बारी विलोचन भरहीं. Whenever Rama remembers Ayodhya. Here again you must realize, you may say, why Rama is old? God, why does he worry about Ayodhya? You should not bring in that, because purpose of Ramayana is not to give you the very first page, Rama is Brahman. The word doesn't exist. Then you have nothing to read. Okay, that aspect of Rama will not help you. But Rama, how soul, ideal soul, moves towards attaining liberation. Rama's story has now become that. In his story, you find all the things needed for you to attain enlightenment. And he is exemplary at every stage. That's your Rama potential. So therefore, it's perfectly normal for the mind to turn to certain memories, and then friendly people, those who are helping to aid the person to switch the attention from anxiety, worry, grief to something inspiring, creative. Simple point to understand that turning to Rama and turning to scriptural teachings give you real cure to your mental stress. So turning to it doesn't mean just you are simply acting in an intellectual way. It begins to enter your life. So whenever Rama remembers Ayodhya, his eyes become filled with tears. Sumiri matu pitu parijana bhai, bharata sanehu shila sevakai. Rama remembers Kaushalya, King Dasharath, Mata Pita, father, mother, relatives, brothers, especially Bharata, who is the embodiment of love, gentleness, and service. Kripa Sindhu Prabhu hi dukhari, dhiraju dharahi kusamau vichari. Rama, who is ocean of compassion essentially, feels struck with grief. But knowing that it is not the proper time to stay just experiencing grief. In other words, Rama adopts dhiraj, patience. Dhiraj term itself is a subtle mantra. Dhi relates to pure intellect. Pure intellect that pursues the path of dharma. That's called dhi, dhriti, dhriti kshama damasteyam. These are characteristics of dharma. It begins with dhri, dha. And raj, the dust of that dharma. Patience, that's how you are touching the foot of dharma. Patience. You catch a little dust from dharma. So when you are patient, understand You have stolen a dust particle from the foot of God. So stay quiet. Do your duties. Exercise your self-effort. But remember, the dust is there. You have caught it from the highest source of sacred source, Dheeraj, patience, paciencia. Wait and watch. And what will you watch? Wonder. Miracle of grace. And that's what happens in life. So Rama adopts patience, Dheeraj. Lakhisiya lakhanu bikala hui jahi, jimi purushahi anusara parichahi. And seeing Rama shedding tears because of Ayodhya and memories, Sita and Lakshmana become exceedingly concerned. And their relation is just like shadows and your personality. Your shadows move with your slightest movement in your body. So that was how it was Rama, Lakshmana and Sita. Rama is the real, and Lakshmana and Sita, they are like shadows. But all the three are cozily related. And that cozy relation has to enter in human heart. Allow Rama within you, jnana movement, to hold in your mind, all this is Brahman. Rama, ultimately all things give you a lot of stress. But Rama brings aram, absolute comfort. You go on saying so many things in Sanskrit, but ends up with Viram. Viram is a full stop. Rama is a full stop. So, with remembrance of Rama, relax. And in that relaxed state, allow Lakshmana, meditative movement, to be active. And allow Viveka Buddhi, Sanamati, to blossom. And all the three are interrelated. Sanamati blossoms, Lakshmana is pleased. Your dhyana succeeds. Your jnana shines. All the three are interrelated. So that type of relationship was in that Paranakuti. Priya bandhu gati lakhi raghunandan, dheer kripar bhagata ure chandan. Shri Ramji, who is embodiment of dheer, dhairya. Kripalu, who is the giver of grace, all the source of grace. And he is the best balm to soothe the heart of his devotees. Ram Balm. Lage kahan kachu katha punita, suni sukalahi lakhanu arusita. And he would start with a new story. The stories never got old. To study the stories of Ramayana, Mahabharata. And when you say, Oh, I have read it. Then you have not really. Because each time you turn, you will be a new insight will come out. And that's how Rama tells new stories. Jnana within you is Rama. Rama enables you to understand more and more and more. Ram Lakhan Sita Sahit Sohat Paran Niket Jimi Vasav Bas Amarpur Sachi Jayanta Samet. Now another allegorical description. Rama, Lakshmana and Sita, they appear most blessed. How blessed? For the masses, the picture of most blessed is Indra's setting, the world of bhoga. You have done a lot of good karmas, you go to heavenly world of Indra. That's not the highest goal. That's the astral heaven. But it is most inspiring for the people. So majority of people who practice virtue, their virtue is meant to lead them to heavenly world. Where there is bhoga, the type of happiness you get led by your virtuous karmas that cannot be described in ordinary way. As long as you have nervous system, karma can give you good happiness, but happiness is restricted. You cannot get happiness beyond certain limit. Your personality restricts experience of too much pain and too much pleasure. So in life, you do not have that possibility of a heaven. You have to die. And stay with your astral body, subtle body, without nervous system. Now when you have result of good karma, and if your good karma was in your mind, that again depends upon your concept. If you think happiness in the terms of tasting ice cream, you will have ocean of ice cream in heavenly world. No worry for the calories. And thirst never appeases, so you can go on sipping it constantly. So that's the picture of heaven. And another way to understand, good karmas allow your life to be more prosperous, more joyous situations come to you, but try to understand that state should not be your goal. Practice of virtue, first step gives you bhoga, enjoyments. But if you are healthy and mature personality, that stage of enjoyment, you don't practice virtue for bhoga. You practice virtue for love of God. But tasting the joy of divine love that we have, that's how we began. If you have that love, then all this concept of good karmas and their result, no matter how wonderful pleasure the karma can give, cannot match up. So these two levels are described in scriptures as pravritti and nivritti, preya and shreya. First stage, you go into a level of preya. And led by satsanga and good karmas, a channel opens in heaven, as it were. From preya begins to turn to shreya. If that is happening, you are in a healthy process. But if preya, pleasant, stops you, now you are in the cycle of birth and death. With the possibility, not possibility, with definite possibility of not only opening the doors to Svarga, but more often Narak, hell. Just like bhoga is a picture of enjoying pleasure constantly, hell is a picture of experiencing pain constantly. If you are not with body, your pain will be beyond imagination. Your body stops you, so you do not exactly experience hell in a profound way as you would experience after death. Otherwise, you are experiencing heaven and hell in moderation, day by day. So, Sita, Rama and Lakshmana, that setting is being compared to Indra and his wife Shachi and their son Jayanta. Here again you have to understand the role of Indra, the same God, now playing a role according to the need of the soul. So Indra is providing the soul pleasures of the world. And Shachi provides the needed purity for enjoying pleasure. Shachi is important also, even in luxurious house, you need to do a lot of cleaning. And Jayanta, concept of success. Even to succeed in the world, you require good qualities. Patience, perseverance, self-effort. So that success comes, is a son of Indra, Jayanta. But while this is easy to understand, Indra's setting, try to understand Rama's setting. First understand it is like it, so we'll not forget about this. So Rama, Sita and Lakshmana are described as Indra, Shachi and Jayanta. The description is not to be considered literal because that's it. That you are degrading Rama. जोग वहीं प्रभु सिय लख नहीं कैसे, पलक विलोचन गोलक जैसे। Rama attends on Sita and Lakshmana so profoundly, just in the same way as your eyelids protect your eyes. Eyes are your source of your vision, and eyelids help your vision not to be affected by mosquitoes, etc. से वहीं लखन सिय रघुबीर जिमि अविवेकी पुरुष शरीर. And Lakshmana serves Sita and Rama just in the same manner as aviveki, ignorant person, loves his body. Ignorant person loves his body spontaneously. There is no contradiction. But the simile, is not the message for being ignorant. Just like you love your body so intimately, so Lakshmana, dhyana movement, loves viveka and jnana. Dhyana movement is profoundly, intimately related to intuitive knowledge. That's what you practice dhyana, looking for that in Sita and looking for Rama, the revelation of the self. The revelation of self and intuitive knowledge. These are the body of dhyana, like body identity. People don't go into these details, you see, but that's stories have been told. So I go into the deeper. Ei vidhi prabhu ban basahi sukhari, khag mriga sur tapasa hitakari. Thus Rama, Sita, Lakshmana live in that forest, the giver of great joy. To whom do they give joy? Khag, birds, deer, gods, ascetics. You can take it literally. Good people who live in a nice way in a forest to serve all. And all are inspiring. But that's the normal meaning. Profounder meaning, your personality is a blend of birds. Birds are your imagination's fly. The personality is, your senses are your horses. Your good qualities are the deer. And your divine qualities are gods. And your ascetic qualities that allow you to be patient, etc., that's ascetics. So you are a whole forest yourself. And all people around you, they are also pieces of the forest. So live. Live to see all these creatures in harmony, in peace. Live to see that every individual is toned in integral way in your action, in your emotion, in your will, in your reason. These are different creatures of the forest. Rama calms them down and they love him. The birds come to him and they don't see him, they cry. Horses, cows, other animals, if they don't see Rama, they shed tears. So that type of description is being given to understand how divine movement is helping your personality that has all the animals and birds, as well as the personalities of others. कहें राम बन कवन सुहावा, सुनहु सुमंत्र अवध जिमि आवा. Saint Tulsidas says, I have told how Rama is settled for the time being in that beautiful forest. But listen to what happened to Sumantra. Sumantra had brought Rama into the forest. And he was waiting until Rama gets settled. He didn't really wait until Rama gets settled. Having left Rama there, Sumantra returned. फिरे निषाद प्रभु ही पहुंचाई, सचिव सहित रथ देख सी आई. And if you remember, Nishad Raj, who is Rama's great friend, Guha Nishad, the great devotee. His name is Guha, cave. It's a cave-based, heart-based spiritual virtue that turns to Rama with a friendly attitude. That's the source of creating Sakhya Bhav. God can be loved with different attitudes. And friendly attitude is very advanced attitude. And that attitude comes when your heart has become open and touched. So therefore he is known as Guha Nishad. So that friend, Guha Nishad, played his role in bringing Rama there, and then he returned. During that time, Sumantra was waiting with his horse or horses. He was supposed to return to Ayodhya, but he became so affected by separation from Rama that he just lingered. Now Nishad comes back and sees that Sumantra has not done his duty. So Nishad wants to persuade Sumantra to go back to King Dasharatha. Dasharatha, the father of Rama, is waiting. Mantri vikal bilo ki nishadu, kahi na jai jas bhayav vishadu. And when he saw Sumantra is still there, grieving, the Nishad was afflicted by Vishad. Nishad fell in the grip of grief. Ram Ram siya lakhan pukari, pare udharani tal vyakul bhari. Seeing Nishada come without bringing Rama, he had still an idea that somehow Rama, Lakshmana, having seen the forest, being fed up with it, they would have come back. That was their expectation. That's what Dasharatha has said. Show them forest for a while, bring them back. But now it didn't happen that way. Sumantra was waiting and sees Rama didn't come. And that was a shocking news. He fell on the floor with grief. Dekhi dakhin dishihai hinhi hinahi, Janu binu pankha vihagabak mulahi. And when Nishada looked at the another point, the horses of the chariot, they were also waiting for Rama. They're turning their heads towards the south. They begin to bring out their sound, neighing of the horses. They're as agitated as birds agitated when their wings are injured. Now, it's allegorical setting. This is a description of vira, experiencing a sense of separation from God. Your senses are horses. And you are Sumantra in this context. And you begin to develop love for Rama. An idea of how long will I be separated from Rama. Viraha enters. Viraha, when it is described, its description is kind of pathetic. But the actual experience is so joyous that you can't imagine. Very simple way to crude illustration. If you are unhealthy, suffering from dyspepsia, didn't have experience of healthy hunger, then suddenly there comes a time of recovery, and now you feel mouses jumping in your stomach. Feel the touch of hunger. Now the touch of hunger is so joyous. Now, figure it out what we are telling. Do you have a hunger for communion with God? If it is theoretical, it is stressful. If it's real, it's most delightful. Because if you have that hunger, you are bound to be fulfilled. And that's called viraha. You live for fulfilling the purpose of your life. And how can that purpose be fulfilled? Communion with God. In communion with God, what does it mean? It has 3 levels. Deha buddhyatu dasoham. The point of the body is an instrument in the hand of God. Keep your body moving. Do all duties. Follow your common sense. But don't end up grieving. End up surrender. Because even while you are doing your duties, try to understand everything you are doing is a part of adoring God. Even attending on your body is a part of attending on God. Your body is a temple. Teho devalayo prokto. The body is divine temple. So everything you are doing has a divine touch. And jiva buddhya tvadanshaka. From the point of view of the soul, to the extent you are involved, soul means reflected self. Divine reality reflects in your mental process. And that reflected center is called the soul. The sun is like God. All reflected suns are souls. Now, if your attention goes to the soul aspect, do not understand that soul is a ray of God. And it has the ability to grow in the image of God. So your potentiality at your soul level is never shut out. So there is no despair. No matter how many challenges you may face. So that's next aspect. From body point of view, an instrument. From the soul point of view, you are a ray, and God is the source behind it. And for the ultimate, innermost point of view, there is nothing but Brahman. You are Rama. All the three have to be blended in your personality in daily life. When you meditate, turn to identity with Rama. When you practice virtuous qualities, grow in the image of Rama. Doing your practical duties, you are instrument. You are a spoon. Spoon doesn't have to worry. So when you have viraha, then all the three aspect becomes effective. Your mind becomes involved. Sometimes you may not be aware of it, but if you are practicing constantly, a higher level of your mind takes care of all this. Good samskaras in your mind begin to handle your personality without your knowing. But that aspect is to be recognized by your faith. And with this we conclude. Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukam Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshyamamritat. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kashchid Dukhabhag Bhavet Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityor Ma Mritam Gamaya Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shri Ramayana Namah Om Namah Shivaya.